The gavel slammed down like a gunshot in the hushed courtroom, and I watched Lucas Harrington's smug grin crack, just for a split second, as the judge declared me the winner of our mock trial. "Objection overruled, Mr. Harrington," the judge barked, and the room erupted in murmurs. But all I could hear was the blood pounding in my ears, my victory tasting like ash because his eyes locked on mine, promising revenge. That glare? It was the kind that stripped you bare, and even then, at 22 buried under layers of rivalry and resentment, I felt the first treacherous pull in my gut, the one that whispered this hatred might be something far more dangerous. Law school at Yale was a pressure cooker designed to break you, and Lucas Harrington was the flame that singed everyone around him. I was James Whitaker, the kid from the Rust Belt suburbs of Pittsburgh, scraping by on scholarships and sheer spite, determined to claw my way into the Ivy League elite. Lucas, he was old money Boston, with a trust fund that could buy half of Connecticut and a family name etched on half the Supreme Court benches. We met in contracts, first day of 1L, when he sauntered in late, all sharp jawline and sharper wit, dropping a quip about the professor's outdated syllabus that had the whole class chuckling, except me. I raised my hand, dissected his point with cold precision, and by the end of the lecture we'd drawn battle lines that would scar us both. From there it was war. Study groups? He'd poach my notes and twist them into his own flawless briefs. Moot court? We'd face off weekly, him in his bespoke suits, me in thrift store polos, trading barbs that cut deeper than any legal precedent. "Whitaker, your argument's as flimsy as your pedigree," he'd sneer during cross-exams, his voice like velvet over steel, and I'd fire back, "At least I earned mine, Harrington. Yours was gift-wrapped by Daddy's donations." The class ate it up, dubbing us the Yale Pit Bulls. But late nights in the library, hunched over casebooks until my eyes burned, I'd catch him watching me. Not with hate exactly, something hungrier. I'd shake it off, blame the fluorescent lights, and dive back into my outlines. Gay? Sure, I'd known since high school, fumbling crushes on the quarterback in the locker room showers. But Lucas? He was straight-edge ambition incarnate, dating sorority girls like they were line items on a resume. By 2L, the rivalry had teeth. We both vied for the spot on the Harlan Fisk Stone moot court team, the golden ticket to federal clerkships. I poured everything into it. Weekends at the diner job, skipping meals to afford Westlaw access. Lucas? He had tutors on speed dial. The tryouts were brutal, a simulated Supreme Court argument on free speech versus national security. I went first, channeling every underdog story I'd ever devoured, weaving Heller with Brandenburg until the judges leaned forward. Then Lucas. God, he was a force, tall, broad-shouldered, with that auburn hair catching the light like polished copper. He dismantled my points not with aggression, but elegance, turning my strengths into footnotes. "Mr. Whitaker's idealism is touching," he said, voice dripping sarcasm. "But in the real world, ideals bend to power." The panel chose him. I got waitlisted. That night, I drowned the loss in cheap whiskey at a dive bar off campus. The kind where the jukebox played Springsteen on loop and the air smelled of stale peanuts and regret. Stumbled back to my shoebox apartment, collapsed on the futon, and dreamed of him. Not fighting, but closer. His hand on my shoulder, steadying. Woke up sweating, cursing my own weakness. "Get a grip, James," I muttered to the ceiling cracks. "He's the enemy." Graduation came like a fever dream. I landed a clerkship in Manhattan, low prestige but paying the bills. State court, grinding through motions for overworked judges. Lucas, straight to Cravath, Swain and Moore, the white shoe firm where partners lunched at Per Se and Summers clerked for SCOTUS. We lost touch, or so I thought. Social media blackouts, no alumni mixers for broke clerks like me. Buried myself in work, in anonymous hookups at the Eagle, quick, faceless releases that left me emptier than before. New York chewed you up. Subways at rush hour. Rents that devoured paychecks. The endless gray of winter slush. But ambition kept me going. I'd make partner someday, prove the Harringtons of the world wrong. 3 years later, fate or some cruel cosmic joke threw us back together. I'd clawed my way to associate at Klein & Associates, a mid-tier firm in Midtown specializing in civil rights litigation. Pro bono heavy, Underfunded, but it fed my soul. Suing cops for brutality, fighting evictions in the Bronx. The email came on a Tuesday. New client intake. Harrington versus City of New York. Led. Lucas Harrington. Esq. My coffee went cold. Him? Suing the city? For what? The meeting was in our conference room, all scuffed oak and flickering fluorescence. I paced, rehearsing neutrality. Door opened, and there he was, taller than memory, filled out in a charcoal suit that hugged his frame like it was sewn on. Those blue eyes scanned the room, landed on me, and something flickered. Surprise? Amusement? Whitaker, he drawled, extending a hand. Fancy finding you slumming it in the trenches. Harrington, I replied, grip firm enough to bruise. Heard you were too busy billing hours to notice the little people. His laugh was low, genuine, a sound I'd only half remembered from late-night debates. We shook, electricity crackling up my arm, and I yanked back too fast. The client filed in. A wiry Latino kid named Miguel, roughed up by NYPD during a protest. False arrest, excessive force. Lucas was repping him pro bono, image burnish for his Cravath halo, no doubt. But as we dove into details, I saw it. Fire in his questions, genuine outrage etching lines around his mouth. They fractured his wrist for chanting, he said, voice tight. This isn't law, it's thuggery. Miguel nodded, eyes downcast. See, they called me terrorist, just for holding a sign. By meeting's end, we'd outlined a complaint. Section 1983 claim. The works. Lucas lingered as the kid left, leaning against the table, sleeves rolled up to reveal forearms corded with new muscle. Tennis, maybe? You haven't changed, he said, almost soft. Still fighting the good fight. Some of us have to. I shot back, stacking files to hide my flush. Others just chase the corner office. His gaze sharpened. You think that's me? Still the privileged prick. Isn't it? Our eyes locked, the air thickening like before a storm. He stepped closer. Too close. Scent of cedar cologne invading my space. Careful, James. Assumptions cut both ways. He left with a nod, door clicking shut like a verdict. I sank into my chair, heart hammering. Enemy? Yeah. But that pull, it was back, stronger, whispering betrayal of its own. The case bonded us in ways I dreaded. Depositions in fluorescent hellholes, late nights poring over bodycam footage in my cramped office. Lucas showed up with takeout, falafel wraps from a halal cart, extra spicy. Fuel for the war, he'd say, tossing me one. We'd argue strategy. Him pushing for settlement to maximize recovery. Me insisting on trial for the precedent. You're a crusader, Whitaker, he'd tease. But there was respect in it now, grudging. And the glances, God, the glances. Across the table, when I'd cite Loving versus Virginia, his eyes would linger on my mouth, then flick away. Once, during a break, I caught him staring at my hands on the keyboard, veins standing out from typing fury. What? I snapped. Nothing, he murmured, but his cheeks pinked. Straight my ass. Miguel's story unraveled us both. Kid was 19, undocumented, marching for DACA renewal when the cops kettled the crowd. Batons flew. He ended up zip-tied, ribs cracked. Lucas grilled the officers in depot, voice like ice. Detective, you claim he resisted. Yet the footage shows his hands up. Care to explain? The cop squirmed, and I swear, Lucas's jaw clenched so hard I thought it'd shatter. After, in the elevator down, he punched the wall. Not hard, but enough. Fucking animals, he growled. Hey, I said, hand on his arm before I could stop, muscle tensed under wool. We're getting him justice. He turned, face inches from mine, breath warm. We. Yeah, we. The ding saved us. But that touch lingered, a spark in dry tinder. Weeks blurred. Coffee runs turning into shared cabs home. His dropping me at my walk-up in Hell's Kitchen. Nice view, he'd joke, eyeing the fire escape. I'd invite him up once. Beers on the stoop, city lights sprawling below. Talk turned personal. My Steeltown dad, mill worker turned drunk after the layoffs. His senator father, distant as a ghost. He wanted me straight A, straight-laced, Lucas admitted, nursing a bottle. No room for detours. Detours? I pressed, pulse quickening. He shrugged, evasive. You know, life. I did. That night, as he left, our shoulders brushed, deliberate, and I lay awake, imagining his mouth on mine, the taste of betrayal sweet as sin. The turning point hit during discovery. We uncovered emails. Brass ordering the crackdown. Code for clear the illegals. Slam dunk. But Kravitz pulled Lucas's leash. Conflict with a city retainer. Settle. His partner urged via conference call. Speaker blaring in my office. This pro bono's cute, but don't rock the boat. Lucas paced, phone to ear. It's suppression of speech. Harrington, you're a rainmaker, not a martyr. Wrap it. He hung up, face stormy. Bastards. Fight it, I urged. Miguel deserves. I know what he deserves. Snap, then regret. He slumped into the chair, head in hands. James, this case. It's opening doors I bolted shut. What doors? Soft, coaxing. He looked up, raw. The ones where I admit I'm not the villain you think. You're not, I whispered. Our knees touched under the desk. Neither moved. That Friday, post-depot victory drinks at McSorley's. Sawdust floors, ale in mugs thick as history. 2 rounds in, Buzz humming. He leaned close over the scarred table. Remember Yale? That time in the library, after midnight. I nodded, throat dry. You called my torts paper pedestrian drivel. Yeah. Crooked smile. But I read it 3 times. Couldn't stop thinking about it. About you. Heat flooded me. Lucas. Shoo. Finger to my lips, ghost light. Don't ruin it. We didn't. Walked out into the village night, shoulders bumping. At my stoop he stopped, hand on the rail. James, kiss me, I thought. Instead, see you Monday. Gone, leaving me wrecked. Monday brought hell. City countered with a smear. Miguel a gang affiliate. Bogus affidavits from witnesses. Our case teetered. Late night, pizza boxes piling, Lucas cracked. This is my fault. If I'd pushed harder at Kravitz. No. I covered his hand with mine. Stayed there. We're in this. His fingers laced through. Together. Together. Pull inevitable. Mouths crashed. Desperate. Teeth and tongue, years of hate igniting. He tasted like salt and surrender. Backing me against the wall, hands in my hair. Fuck James, he gasped, grinding close. Hard. Wanting. We tumbled to the futon, clothes shedding like old skin. His body, lean power, freckles dusting shoulders, moved over mine with reverence, not conquest. Whispers in the dark. Wanted this since Yale. Me too. God, me too. Climax shattered us. Synced breaths. Then quiet holding, vulnerable, new. After tangled sheets, he traced my collarbone. This changes everything. For the better, I murmured, believing it. Fool. The affair bloomed like contraband in a prison yard, fierce, hidden, all-consuming. Mornings after, we'd steal moments. His hand on my thigh under strategy meetings, my texts pinging during his Kravitz lunches. Thinking of your mouth. The case surged forward. We filed the amended complaint. Media sniffing around after a Times leak. Protests swelled outside City Hall, Miguel's face on placards. Lucas shown in pressers. Tie straight, voice steady. This is America. Peaceful dissent isn't a crime. Off camera, he'd text me, your words, Crusader. Couldn't have done it without you. Nights were ours. His place first. A sleek Tribeca loft. All exposed brick and Eames chairs. Floor-to-ceiling windows framing the Hudson's glitter. Perks of the firm, he'd quip, pouring scotch neat. We'd fuck slow then urgent, mapping scars. The appendix one low on his hip, my faded burn from a Milltown bonfire gone wrong. Talk deepened too. His coming out at 16, rebuffed by a father who loved him anyway. but not that. Closeted since, dates with women a shield. You? He'd ask, head on my chest. Out since 18. Mom cried, then hugged me. Dad, well, he tried. Silence for the old man, gone to liver failure 2 years back. Lucas kissed my temple. You're stronger than me. No, I'd say. Just louder. Miguel's depot was a milestone. Kid trembled in the conference room, but Lucas coaxed truth like a maestro. Gentle questions, building to the brutality. They laughed, Miguel whispered, showing the X-ray scar. Called me spick. Said go back to Mexico. City lawyers squirmed, we had them. Celebratory dinner at Pastis. Oysters, rose. His foot hooked round my ankle under the bistro table. To us, he toasted, eyes locked. The unbeatable team. To more than that, I replied, pulse racing. Home. My place this time, we made love by candlelight. Windows open to the fire trucks wailing below. He was tender, tracing my jaw. James, I love. Phone buzzed. Kravith. He silenced it, but the spell cracked. Everything okay? Yeah. Forced smile. Just partners riding my ass. I let it slide. Shouldn't have. Cracks widened. Lucas pulled all-nighters at the firm, canceling our plans with vague, billing emergencies. I'd stare at my ceiling, replaying his moans, wondering if it was burnout or buyer's remorse. The case heated. Injunction hearing loomed, city scrambling with countersuits. We prepped in neutral ground, a coffee shop in Flatiron, laptop syncing. But he was distant, eyes on his screen. Earth to Harrington, I teased, nudging his knee. Sorry. Rubbed temples. Deadline crunch. Talk to me. He sighed, closing the lid. It's complicated. Kravith's big on discretion. It's a liability. My gut twisted. So what? We're adults. James, you don't get it. They own me. 6-figure signing bonus. Golden handcuffs. Voice low, urgent. One whisper of scandal and poof. Career over. And Miguel? The case. That's different. Pro bono's safe. But you and me. Trailed off, hand half-reaching. I pulled back. So I'm the detour now? No. God, no. Grabbed my wrist. I just need time to figure the exit strategy. Time. The word festered. I nodded, throat tight, and we finished prep in silence. That night, alone, I punched my pillow till knuckles bled. Enemy again? Or worse? Lover turned ghost? The hearing was electric. Federal courthouse, mahogany benches polished to gleam, air thick with Old Spice and anxiety. Judge Alvarez, no-nonsense Latina with a rep for skewering BS. We argued tag team. Me on the merits, Lucas on irreparable harm. His delivery, mesmerizing, pauses for emphasis, that Boston clip turning legalese to poetry. Your Honor, to deny this injunction is to endorse a police state where voices like Mr. Ruiz's are silenced not by law, but by fear. The gallery, activists, reporters leaned in. City council floundered, affidavits crumbling under cross. Recess hit. We huddled in the hall, adrenaline buzzing. Nailed it? I grinned, clapping his back. He smiled, real, fleeting, pulling me into a stairwell alcove. We nailed it. Kiss quick and fierce, his stubble scraping mine. Can't wait to celebrate. We did. Dive bar in the shadow of the courts, pool table sticky with spills. Shots of Jameson, his laugh loosening as the wind sank in. To the pit bulls, he toasted, cue in hand. To redemption, I countered, sinking the 8-ball. Back at his loft, clothes hit the floor before the door shut. Urgent, reclaiming, his mouth on my neck, hands pinning wrists. Missed you, he groaned, entering slow. We moved like atonement, bodies sinking in the dark, his name a prayer on my lips. After sweat cooling, he held me close. I'm trying, James. For us. I know. But doubt lingered, a shadow in the sheets. It shattered 2 days later. I got the call from a reporter buddy at the Post. Heard your boys flipping? Kravith cutting a deal with the city? What? No. Check your email, man. Leak just dropped. Inbox. Anonymous tip, chain of memos. Lucas advising settlement, lowball offer, gag order on Miguel. Betrayal hit like a sucker punch. I stormed Kravith's lobby, security eyeing my rumpled suit, but I bluffed past. Harrington's expecting me. Elevators shot up, floors blurring. His office, corner vista, skyline mocking me. Door ajar, him on the phone. Yes, sir. The Ruiz matter, settling minimizes exposure. Cities amenable. Click. He turned, face paling. James? How? You sold us out. Voice broke, fists clenched. Miguel's truth. For a pat on the back? It's not. He stood, hands out. Listen. Kravith threatened to pull funding for the whole civil rights wing if I didn't. Bullshit. I advanced, chest heaving. You chose them. Over us. Over him, maybe. But not you. Grabbed my arms. I can fix. I shoved free. Don't touch me. Stormed out, elevator a coffin. Streets blurred through tears. New York swallowing me whole. Radio silence. Days bled. I solo-prepped counters, Miguel calling confused. Where's the other lawyer, man? Lies choked me. Busy, but we're good. Lucas's texts piled. Please. Coffee? I had no choice. Delete. Then, a voicemail, voice wrecked. James, I love you. Don't throw this away. Love. Too late. The bombshell landed midweek. Kravith's press release, announcing a landmark settlement in Ruiz versus City. $50,000 to Miguel, NDA sealing lips. Precedent? Dead. Justice? Buried. Reporters swarmed Klein's halls. Partners patted my back. Tough break, Whitaker. But their eyes said failure. Miguel showed at my office, eyes red. They say it's over? But the cops. It's not over. I lied, hugging the kid. Fight's just starting. Alone, I cracked, sobbing over case files, the weight crushing. Called my one confidant, Sarah from Yale. He's a snake, James. Cut the head off. But the heart clung. Reunion came unbidden. Late October, Central Park leaves aflame. I jogged to clear the fog. Path curved, and there Lucas in running gear, earbuds in, oblivious. Collision inevitable. I sidestepped too late. We tumbled into leaves, grunts and curses. You, he spat, scrambling up, bruise blooming on his cheek from the fall. Me, stood, chest heaving. Runners streamed past, oblivious. James, save it. Turned to go. Wait, grabbed my elbow. I resigned. Today. Told them to fuck off. I froze. What? Walked. For Miguel. For you. Eyes desperate, leaf caught in his hair. The settlement's off. I'm filing amicus with ACLU. Solo. Truth rang in his voice, raw as the scrape on his knee. Why? Because losing you? That's the real loss. Step closer, breath fogging fall air. I was scared. Of them. Of this. Hand to his chest over heart. But not anymore. I searched his face. Vulnerability I glimpsed in Yale shadows, now bare. Prove it. I will. Pulled me in, foreheads touching. Starting now. Kiss in the leaves. Tentative, then torrent. Parkgoers whistled, we didn't care. Enemies to lovers. Full circle. But storms brew quiet. We dove back in, Lucas crashing at my place. Loft sublet pending. Case reignited. New counsel for city. Depots round 2. Media frenzy dubbed us the gay gunslingers. Outing us accidental. Kravith sued for breach. His family cut ties. Senator Dad issuing a disappointed statement. Knew you'd fuck it up. Voicemail from his sister. He played it for me one night, bottle of bourbon between us. Predictable. I pulled him close. Fuck him. We have each other. Nights blurred. Strategy sessions bleeding to sex, his body my anchor. Strong back arching under mine, moans muffled in pillows. Love you, he'd gasp, post-climax haze. Always did. Whispers of future, joint practice, maybe, pro bono firm in Brooklyn. Dreams, fragile as autumn frost. Then the knife, anonymous email, midnight ping. Attachment, photos. Us in the park. Blurry, but unmistakable. Kiss. Embrace. Sender. Kravith security. Body. Rescind the amicus or these go viral. Your boy's career? Over. Leverage. Blackmail. Lucas stared. Face ashen. They knew. Tracked me. We fight. No. Quiet steel. I drop the brief. You take lead. Lucas. It's done. Kissed my forehead. Mechanical. For you. Sacrifice or surrender. Dawn broke cold. He left for meetings. Suit crisp as armor. Office that day he filed withdrawal, email curt. City crowed. Settlement talks resumed. Terms worse. Miguel raged. Why, man? Why quit? Lucas lied smooth. Conflict. But his eyes dead. I confronted him that eve, his temporary hotel room reeking of stale takeout. You coward. Realist. Pace tie loosened. Your firm's small. They can't touch Klein. But me? Fresh scandal buries us both. My career's mud anyway, I snarled. This is about control. It's about protecting. Stopped, deflating. You win, James. I fold. Door slam echoed my exit. Streets swallowed me, rain starting, November chill seeping bones. Weeks ground. Case settled low. Miguel taking crumbs, eyes hollow. Gracias anyway, he muttered, handshake limp. Lucas vanished. New firm upstate. Whispers of a breakdown. No calls, blocks on socials. I drowned in work, bar tabs, anonymous apps that tasted like ash. Holiday lights twinkled. I rotted alone. New Year's Eve. Times Square madness on TV, champagne flat. Buzzer, delivery. Box no note. Inside, Yale moot court pin, engraved to the better man. And a letter. James, you were always the fire. I was the smoke, choking us both. Kravith broke me. But you healed. Then I broke us. Forgive? No. But no, every glance was real. Every touch. I love you still from afar. Be the crusader. Burn bright. Sobs racked me. Pin clutched till palm bled. Enemy. Lover. Ghost. Spring thawed the city but not me. Klein promoted me, lead on a voting rights suit, but victories rang hollow. Dated a barista, nice guy, but his laugh grated. Therapy unpacked the rage. Abandonment echo, James. You're dead. Maybe. Nodded. Or just a prick named Lucas. Summer scorched. Case 1 injunction. Headlines hailed Whitaker's win. Party at the firm. Rooftop overlooking Hudson. Beers flowed. Sarah toasting. To unbreakable hearts. Unbreakable? Ah. Then across the crowd him. Lucas, leaner, hair longer, in chinos and tea, casual as I'd never seen. Our eyes met, world narrowed. James. Lucas. Awkward shuffle. Congrats. Saw the coverage. Thanks. Sip beer. You? Upstate treating you. Quiet. Good for healing. Pause. Missed the fight. Missed you. Slipped out, raw. His hand brushed mine, electric. Me too. Talk flowed, his small firm, adoptions pro bono. My dreams of impact litigation. Laughter. Tentative. Remember McSorley's? He grinned. How could I forget? Shoulder bump. Dawn crept. Others gone. Us on the ledge, city humming below. I'm sorry, he whispered. For folding. Forgiven. Pulled him close. But don't again. Promise. Mouths met. Slow, redemptive. Fire rekindled, steady now. We didn't rush. Dates. Walks in the park, his hand in mine. Unashamed. Kravith faded. His family thawed. A awkward call from Mom. He sounds happy, James. Thank you. Fall brought the storm, literal, hurricane-force winds lashing Manhattan. Evac orders, subways shut. I hunkered at his new place. Cozy walk-up in Chelsea, bookshelves groaning. Power out, candles flickering. Feels like Yale, he joked, drawing me to the couch. Better ending. Kiss deepened. Hands roaming familiar paths. Storm raged outside. Inside, us urgent, affirming. His body under mine. gasps sinking with thunder. Forever? He murmured, spent. Forever. Morning cleared. Rainbow arched over flooded streets. We stepped out, arms linked, into the rebuild. But life twists. 6 months in, the call. Miguel relapsed into shadows, facing deportation. Help me, James. Please. We rallied, Lucas drafting appeals, me in court. Allies poured in, ACLU activists. Rally outside IC. Megaphone in hand. No one left behind. Lucas beside me, voice booming. This is our fight. All of us. Crowd roared. Cameras flashed. Victory? Partial stay granted. But in the chaos, scuffle erupted. Counter-protesters shoving. I lunged to shield Miguel. Fist connected, world spun. Black. Woke in ER, stitches itching, Lucas pale at bedside. Idiot. He choked, eyes wet. Don't scare me like that. Wouldn't miss the encore. Grin weak. He kissed my knuckles. Marry me? When you're out. Heart stuttered. Yes. Recovery slow. Bruises fading. But the bond? Iron. Wedding small, rooftop, summer dusk. Miguel best man. Vows simple. From enemies to everything. Now, 2 years on, our firm thrives, Whitaker and Harrington civil rights beacon. Glances still weaken me, but now, they're home. We were enemies once. Now, indestructible. The idol shattered not with thunder, but a whisper. Fall leaves crunched under our boots as we walked the high line. His arm around my waist. The city a glittering apology below. Ever think about kids? Lucas asked, casual, kicking a pebble. I laughed, surprised. With my hours? We'd need a clone army. Seriously. Stopped. Facing me. Eyes soft in the string lights. Surrogate, maybe. Or foster. Give back. You know? The idea lodged, warm, terrifying. Yeah. Someday. Someday arrived faster than expected. Miguel, now 22. Crashing on our couch during a rough patch. Job loss? Boyfriend drama. Your family? Lucas told him. Stocking the fridge with his favorites. Nights, we'd hear him pacing, ghosts of raids and cuffs. One morning, over arepas, he burst. I'm applying for DACA renewal. Help. We did forms, letters, the grind. But it stirred something. Lucas poring over adoption codes late. Me catching him on sites for LGBTQ families. Just browsing, he'd say, sheepish. Then, the case that changed everything. Pro bono for a trans teen. Alex, kicked out by Bible Belt parents, now couch surfing in Queens. Custody battle. Foster care versus a distant aunt with concerns. Courtroom was a circus. Aunt's lawyer thundering about lifestyle risks. Judge sympathetic but bound by precedent. Lucas led, voice steady. Your Honor, Alex isn't a risk. He's a kid deserving stability. Deny this, and we endorse conversion over compassion. I backed with affidavits, experts on queer youth resilience. But the aunt's star witness? A therapist peddling junk science. Cross was brutal. Lucas eviscerated him, but the damage stuck. Judge ruled for aunt, supervised visits only. Alex sobbed in the hall, 14 and shattered. They win again. No. I knelt, hugging. We appeal. Lucas paced outside, fists white. Fucking system. Home, he unraveled, bourbon straight, glass shattering against the wall. I failed him, like I failed you. Hey! Pulled him down, holding tight. We fight on. Sex that night was catharsis. Rough edges softening to tenderness, his tears on my shoulder. Want this life with you, he mumbled. Kids, house, the American dream, gay edition. Let's do it. Kiss sealed it. Paperwork avalanche. Agency interviews, home studies. Our apartment passed muster, bookshelves child-proofed, rainbow flag prominent. Waitlist long, but hope bloomed. Winter hit hard. Snow blanketed the park where we'd kissed. Holiday party at the firm, eggnog, twinkling tree. Sarah cornered me. Marriage looks good on you, Whitaker. Harrington tamed the beast. Mutual. I grinned. But Lucas? Distracted, checking phone. Who? I asked later, cab home. Old contact. Nothing. Lie hung heavy. Spring brought the match. Baby boy, born to a surrogate in Jersey. Parents unable to keep. Ethan, Lucas named him, holding the photo, tiny fists, dark tuft. Like my granddad. The good one. We flew to meet him, hearts pounding. NICU hush, monitors beeping. He was perfect, 6 pounds, blue eyes like his. Lucas teared up, finger in the palm. Hi kid, we're yours. Papers signed. Homecoming parade, crib assembled, onesies folded. Sleepless nights, diaper dashes, but joy pure. Ethan's first smile at 3 weeks, aimed at me during 2 a.m. feed. See? Magic, Lucas whispered, arm around us. Life normalized. Daycare runs, client calls between naps. Firm grew, hiring associates, diverse, fierce. Media profile, the power couple of justice. But shadows crept. Lucas's late nights again. Depot prep. I'd rock Ethan, humming Springsteen, doubt gnawing. Discovery, his laptop open, email chain. Kravith. Settlement terms from years back. Now a consulting gig. Discreet advice. It read. Signed LH. Betrayal 2.0. Heart iced. Confronted him post-bedtime. Ethan snoring soft. What's this? He paled. James. Consulting? For them? After everything. It's financial. Ethan's tuition. Our mortgage. We manage. Voice rose. Ethan stirred. Whisper fight. You promised. No more folding. It's not betrayal. Just survival. Same lie. Grabbed keys. Stormed out into rain-lashed streets. Couch surfed at Sarah's. Days blurring. Firm tense. Partners noticed the chill. Ethan's cries via FaceTime gutted me. Dada? He'd babble at the screen. Week 2, Lucas showed, disheveled, eyes ringed. Come home, please. Why? So you can half-ass us too. I quit. Again. Today. Papers crumpled in fist. Full severance, but no ties. Proof scan true. Why now? Because losing you, both of you, isn't survival. It's death. Knelt, vulnerable. Forgive me. I did. Home messy, Ethan tackling legs. Rebuild slow, therapy couples, boundaries drawn. No secrets. Rule 1. Summer healed. Beach trip to Fire Island. Ethan in waves. Us hand in hand. Laughter returned. Deeper. But fate tests. Fall, Ethan sick, fever spiking, hospital dash. Doctors. Leukemia. Acute. World stopped. Chemo started, our life a vigil. Lucas held it together. Advocating with docs, me crumbling in bathrooms. He's tough, he'd say, kissing my temple. Like his dad's. Nights in the Ronald McDonald house, Ethan's hands small in ours. Love you, he'd lisp, bald head shining. Months ground, remission whispers, then cruel relapse. Final days we brought him home, hospice soft, machines hushed. Play ball? He asked, weak. We did, soft toss in the living room, giggles echoing. Last breath came quiet, us cradling, hearts fracturing. Funeral small, park bench, friends circling. Eulogy mine. Ethan taught us love's fiercest fight. After hollow, grief counseling, support groups, raw shares of loss. Lucas and I clung. Walks at dawn, hands linked. We made it through, he'd say. Did we? Some days, no. One night, storm raging, he pulled me close. Adopt again? When ready. Eventually. Kiss slow. You and me first. Years folded. Firm legacy grew. Ethan's foundation funding queer youth health. We mentored Alex, now thriving in college. 10th anniversary. Paris, whim, Eiffel glow, croissants dawn. Still collapse at your glance? He teased. Every time. Pull into alley, kiss like 20-somethings. Enemies once. Now, soulmates scarred but whole. Humanity's grace. In ruins we rebuild. Love, the truest law. The foundation launch was a triumph. Gala at the Met. Chandeliers dripping light on tuxedos and gowns. Donors toasting Ethan's legacy. Lucas schmoozed. Silver Fox now at 38. laugh lines deepening his charm. I watched from the bar, bourbon in hand, pride swelling. 10 years since the diagnosis. 5 since remission's false hope. But here, $2 million raised for pediatric cancer in underserved communities. Miguel emceed, voice steady. For Ethan, who showed us strength in small packages. After hotel suite overlooking Central Park, we undressed slow. Ties loosened, shirts unbuttoned like unwrapping gifts. Proud of you, he murmured, lips on my neck. Us. Hands in his hair, guiding down. Love-making tender, familiar bodies knowing every curve, every sigh. Post-glow, sheets tangled, he traced my wedding band. Think he'd be proud? Every day, kissed his palm. Like I am. Morning brought normalcy. Coffee run, cross down traffic. But phone buzzed, unknown number. Voicemail, gravel voice. Harrington? Whitaker. Digging too deep costs. Back off the Kravith probe. Probe? Hadn't wait. Last month, pro bono for a whistleblower. Ex-Kravith paralegal alleging discrimination. Cover-ups in high-profile cases. I'd looped Lucas in cautious. Old ghosts, he'd said, shrugging. Now this, played for him over breakfast. Threat? Or bluff? Bluff. But tension in his jaw said otherwise. We pushed. Depot scheduled. Evidence mounting. Emails mirroring our old settlement coercion. Media hungry. Post ran power couple takes on Titans. Retaliation swift. My car keyed, fags slashed in paint. Lucas's office vandalized. Files shredded. Partner's urge drop. Too hot, James. No. Fire in veins. This is Ethan level stakes. Lucas agreed, but nights he'd pace. They're ruthless. Remember the photos? Water under. Hugged him. We win together. Trial loomed. Manhattan Federal, jury diverse, queer rep strong. Opening. Lucas, commanding, painting Kravith as monolith crushing the vulnerable. They don't litigate justice. They litigate silence. My turn. Witnesses, the paralegal tearful on stand. They paid me off. Buried complaints from women, POC. Everyone not fit. Cross brutal, Kravith gunslingers twisting words. But evidence stuck. Jury leaned. Then, the bomb. Mid-trial. Leaked audio me years back. Drunk ranting at a bar about privileged assholes like Harrington. Pulled from some forgotten podcast. Tabloids exploded. Hypocrite husbands? Whitaker's dirty past. Courtroom gasped. Judge adjourned. Backroom Lucas ashen. Who? Doesn't matter. I gripped the table. It's character assassinate. It matters. Voice cracked. They got it from me. Yale reunion I recorded joke. Thought it was funny. Time froze. You. Kept it. Deleted after. Swear. I's pleading. But if they hacked. Betrayal again. Stood. Chair scraping. How many times, Lucas? James. Out. Left him there. Storming to chambers. Judge sympathetic. Recess granted. Get your house in order. Streets choked me. Hailed a cab to the park. Our bench leaves rotting. Hours passed. Sarah called. He's wrecked. Come home. Home. Not yet. Dusk fell. Lucas found me, coat over arm. I didn't leak it, but I get why you think. Why keep it at all? Stupid nostalgia. Proof we were real, raw fighting. Knelt in dirt. Lose the case, fine. Lose you? No. Truth in his eyes, worn, honest. Prove it. Again. I will. Helped me up. Kiss salt stung. Trial resumed. We owned the stand. Explaining the clip. Youthful rivalry, Your Honor. Turned to partnership. Jury nodded. Verdict. Kravith liable. Millions in penalties. Reforms mandated. Headlines hailed vindication. But victory bittersweet. That night, over takeout we unpacked. Patterns, therapist said next week. Trust fractures need mending. We mended. Date nights mandatory. No work zones. Adopted a rescue dog. Scruffy mutt named Scout. Ethan's favorite book. Life layered on. Then the miracle call. Agency, sibling pair, boy and girl, 5 and 3, parents lost to OD. Ready? Lucas asked, photo in hand, wide eyes, tentative smiles. Terrified. Yes. Homecoming chaos. Toys everywhere. Bedtime stories tripling. Lily clung to me. Data jam. First word gift. Theo built forts with Lucas. Giggles echoing. Parenting double time. School runs. PDA battles. Queer dads navigating whispers. 2 dads? Weird, classmates said once. Lily's retort. 2 means double love. Pride that year. Float with the kids waving flags. Us arm in arm. From enemies to this, Lucas yelled over cheers. Best plot twist. But conflict simmers. Firm merger offer big league, DC-based. Senator spot for me, Lucas tempted. Power to change laws. Power corrupts, I countered. Remember your dad? Debate raged. Family uprooted? Kids' schools? Ethan's foundation here. Stay, I urged. Build from ground. He chose us, declined, expanded local instead. Winter brought test. Lucas's health scare, chest pains, ER dash. Tests clear, stress, doc said. But in the wait, fear clawed. Can't lose you. Won't. Held me. Promise. Spring renewal. Family trip to Pittsburgh. My roots. Mill ruins, steel ghosts. Dad's grave, flowers laid. He'd like you, I told Lucas. Kids chasing fireflies. Mutual. Kiss under stars. Summer peak. Beach house rental, waves crashing. Bonfire night, Esmore sticky, stories spun. Our Yale war tales sanitized for tots. And they lived happily? Lily prompted. Ever after, Lucas winked. But ever after twists. Fall, old flame surfaced. Lucas's Yale ex, now journalist, digging for tell-all. Interview request. The real Harrington Whitaker story. Trash it, I said. He hesitated. Closure, maybe. Jealousy flared, irrational but sharp. Or reopen wounds? Therapy unpacked. Insecurity echo, James. Own it. I did. He declined the piece. Holiday glow, tree trimmed, kids' laughter. But midnight, Lucas pulled me to the stoop. Thinking about us. The glance thing. Still does. Smiled. Good. Kiss in snowflakes. Keeps me alive. New Year dawned hopeful. Yet, high tide pulls back. Spring, firm crisis. Major client bails, finances teeter. Layoffs loom. Cut me, I offered. Senior partner. No, Lucas firm. Team effort. Rallied. Pro bono surge. Grants chased. Survived leaner, stronger. Summer. Kids camp drop off. Tears, waves goodbye. Empty nest preview, we traveled. Italy, gelato-laced lanes. Remember our first trip? Hotel bed. Venice glow. Paris. Rainy proposal. Best yes. Love slow, rediscovery. Fall harvest. Book deal, our story, anonymized. From rivals to rights. Bestseller buzz. Tours planned. But launch eve call Miguel accident car wreck. Critical. Rush to hospital beeping halls. Holding, doc said. Vigil with family. Prayers whispered. He pulled through, broken leg, but spirit intact. Oh you, he grinned from bed. Family, Lucas replied. Winter wrapped us. Book success, foundation milestone, $10 mil. Anniversary 20. Vow renewal, intimate, park bench, kids officiating. Enemies no more, I vowed. Soulmates forever, he echoed. Life's arc bends human, flawed, resilient. Love the constant. Decade 30. Gray threads in our hair, lines mapping laughs and losses. Firm a powerhouse, branches in Philly, Boston. Fighting for trans rights, climate refugees, the forgotten. Kids thrived. Lily, 16, debate champ like her dad's. Theo, 14, artist with a queer eye. Proud. I'd ask Lucas, evenings on the porch, wine shared. Immensely. Hand squeeze. You couldn't dream better. But dreams shift. Lily's crush, First love, girl from school, brought back memories. How'd you know? She asked, tentative. Heart races. World narrows. Hugged her. Own it. Theo's coming out quieter, pan. Fluid. Love who? Lucas prompted, casual. Whoever feels right. Fist bump. Thanks, Dad. Parenting pinnacle. Guiding without guarding. Firm challenge. Landmark case. National marriage equality rollback threat. SCOTUS whisper. We led amicus, briefs flying. Late nights like Yale but allied. Deja vu, Lucas chuckled. Red penning my draft. Better partner now. Kiss over desk. Oral argument DC, marble halls, stakes sky high. Lucas argued, voice thunder. Marriage isn't privilege, it's promise. Strip it, and we unravel the fabric. Standing ovation post. Decision months away. Home, tension coiled. What if we lose? I voiced fears. We fight on. His anchor. Summer interlude. Family road trip. Route 66 echoes. Steel towns to coast. Stops at diners, stories swapped. Your law school beef? Lily teased. Epic. I grinned. He won most rounds. Lies, Lucas countered. You slayed. Laughter healed old scars. Fall verdict. Win, 5-4. Dissent bitter. Parades, calls from Biden. Heroes, he said. Team, we corrected. But victory's cost. Burnout. Lucas collapsed, stress heart attack, mild. Hospital again, monitors mocking. Idiot. I chided bedside. You're idiot. Weak smile. Retire. Together. Nod. Wind down graceful. Associates mentored. Foundation handed off. Sabbatical, Europe. Slow. Province lavender. Greek islands whitewash. Kids college bound. Empty nest echoed. But us sufficient. Travel more, Lucas planned. Write that novel. You first. Poke. Memoir. Enemy to endgame. Winter back home. Snowshoe hikes. Fireplaces crackling. One night, aurora rare, NYC skies clear. Magic, he breathed. You. Pull close. Spring renewal. Grandkids? Lily's engagement, woman, lawyer too. Full circle, Lucas toasted. Theo's gallery show, Queer Visions, sold out. Summer peak. Beach again, Fire Island roots. Bonfire. Esmores with the next-gen story time. Pops? Niece asked. Once, 2 rivals. Laughter rose. Fall harvest. Book 2, Legacy of Love. Tours light, joy heavy. Holiday glow, full house, chaos cherished. New year, stoop tradition. Still collapse? He asked, snow in hair. Every glance. Kiss eternal. Life's close chapters human. Love enduring, conflicts conquered, betrayals to bonds. We were enemies. Now, legends loved. The end? Not yet. Just beginning.